stablecoins are not just a fad. They're not just something that people say, oh, maybe you should look at this. It's coming from the grassroots.
One of the themes stealing the spotlight at this year's Money 2020 Europe event in Amsterdam, of course, are digital assets. And joining me now from digital asset infrastructure company is Ren Goldi. He's the SVP of Payments and Network at Fireblocks. Ren, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining our set here, of course, in Amsterdam. What is the pulse like that you've been able to capture so far at this year's event?
Wow, so I've been coming here for 8 years, and honestly, it's only the first day, first 6 hours, probably the best Money 2020 I ever had, because this year, it really feels like the people here understand that stablecoins are not just a fad. They're not just something that people say, oh, maybe you should look at this. It's coming from the grassroots. Their user want it, their merchants want it, and this is why the sentiment here is so wild, so positive. I'm having a great time. And
how does Fireblocks, your company, play into that? What's happening with stablecoins and other digital assets?
Right, so we processed about $3.6 trillion last year. Half of that was stablecoins. We processed about 15% of the global stablecoin volume. We have about 300 payment companies using our infrastructure to do exactly that, to move money globally. Companies like WorldPay, companies like Visa, moving assets safely from one place to another using stablecoin at the speed of the internet. And I guess for us, that's the holy grail, bring all payment companies to do that.
Talk to me more about the shift that we're seeing from the crypto fringe to really now a regulated infrastructure.
Yeah, so it's a great question because it didn't happen because a government decided. Again, it happened because all these countries saw that their users they really want this. They really want better money movement infrastructure. And because of that, what happened in Europe with MiCA, what's happening in the US with the Genius Act, that really pushed, I really want to say, pushed all these financial infrastructure players forward. And now they don't look at it as a pariah, oh my God, it's crypto, it's bad, we will lose our licenses. No, they look at it as another rail to move money faster.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. In terms of Euro stablecoins, how do you find that they are performing in the market at large?
I think that at the moment, obviously dollar-denominated stablecoins are about 99.5% of all stablecoins, but that's really because it started from the US around speculations. Now that Europe have adopted all of these different regulations, I really believe that in 26, we will actually see banking consortiums and large financial institutions push towards a euro-based stablecoin.
Why is that? What more can you share on that front?
So I think the banks were really on the sidelines because banks don't act if there is maybe a sentiment of positive regulation. They only act where there's real regulation. Now that that's happened, it takes banks some time. We're happy that banks are taking their time. It's what safeguards our money, right? But now I really believe that they understand that they have to adopt this new rail because while SEPA is great for Europe, SWIFT might be great sometimes, but this is another rail that can move everything forward.
Mm-hmm. And how do you see this flowing through FX markets?
So FX is still a tricky part because obviously in payments, FX is the large economic value that you as a payments company want to capture. What I think will happen over time, payment companies will have to adopt to this new world of stablecoins, and we will probably see stablecoins in Mexican pesos, stablecoins in dollars, and we'll probably see somewhere smart contracts actually, and I don't want to take us too far into the future, but like smart contracts that allow you to swap between those currencies. Until then, I think the payment companies, even with stablecoins, are trying to keep that FX economic value to themselves.
How quickly are you finding institutions moving in this environment?
First of all, faster than before. But if in the past, it was really just who's the anarchist in this company? We want to talk to them because they will maybe understand us. Now it's the board. Now it's the CEO. Now everyone at every one of those financial institutions is tasked with finding out what is your stablecoin strategy. So I think the time has shortened from maybe a year and a half of exploration, strategy, POC execution to probably closer to 6 months.
What is next and how does Fireblocks serve that need?
So for us, it's really providing the infrastructure for a company like WorldPay or Visa or Checkout or Revolut or Robinhood When I say infrastructure, I mean allow them to connect to these different blockchains, allow them to create the safe environment to hold users' funds in it. And our goal is really to help them create this network. The same way there's the Swift network or others, create a network where they can all safely interact in a secured, compliant way.
Yeah, in terms of what you're seeing on the international front, I'd like to end, Rand, by asking you about trends that you see in international business right now.
So the trends are, first and foremost, is that the incumbents are coming in. And they are looking at this as another way to do specifically probably payouts to gig economy employees in places where, of course, they can send money today, but that money will probably take anywhere between a week to 2 weeks and might even cost like $40 for a $100 transaction. That is the number one trend. These incumbents are looking at this and they're saying, you know what, we can actually create better value for our clients with stablecoin payouts.
Rand Goldi, SVP of Payments and Network at Fireblocks, joining me here in studio at Money 2020 Europe. Rand, thank you.
Thank you so much.